Okay, Dennis, here 3 groupings. I put some separation fabric up there to hide the brick wall behind there. It makes it a little easier to see them. The one in the center has the most interesting column. The center column of the center grouping is probably the highest contrast, most colorful column I have in my inventory right now, apart from the big 6-footers. But anyway, that one is going to be priced a little bit above the range that we talked about, specifically because of the height and the interest of that column. The one on the very left, a little bit below, I'll just say the number 33 for this one on the left. And I'll get in a little closer, give you a view of these guys. I like to make them wet too, so you can see the wind's blowing so hard here it dried off pretty quick. But this has some olive greens and rich color, and there's a nice contrast there with the oranges in that one. And it's got the girth like that fountain that you commented about. It's nice and beefy. It's actually a second column here that didn't ever separate. Same here, there's a separate column that didn't separate. And that's a nice looking grouping. Get some grasses around that, light shining up. It'll be pretty interesting. Okay, so the one in the middle here. Some water on that. Okay, I hope I won't get you in trouble for showing you this one, but this one has an awful lot of color contrast and interest on each column. And the smallest column has some blue. I'm trying to find the angle where you don't get a glare off the late day sun. Now I would like more time to play with the positioning of these, you know, the angle and so forth. But that's a cool grouping. And the tallest column here is, let's see, I did have it measured. Is 44 inches, 43, 44 inches. I'd have to cut that top to make the water flow uniformly, so you lose a little bit of height on that when I do, but I'll back up and show you that one again. Now they're a little bit more slender than this guy. You might have as much weight over here if you were to weigh the columns. And then this third grouping will end up right about in between price-wise. It's as big as the one in the center. And it has real nice composition, the lines and the shape of it is real interesting. I think it would present nicely in that space. In both of these groupings, I arranged them so that the second highest column would be closer to your house, to your entrance of your house. So here's an example of how we polish the top, leave some of the natural and polished part of it so the water flows uniformly. That's a real attractive grouping. A little bit taller actually, I think, than the center grouping. And again, I might play with the positioning a little bit more before we finalize it. Maybe bringing this column out in front would be the ticket. And when I get a grouping as good as I can make it, then I'll do this again. I was just rushing to get these outside so I can show you something for starters. There's a lot more inside that I can show you. We can still do this tomorrow. We don't have to finalize it tonight. But that gives you an idea. $33, $42, and I'd say that one like $38.5 on this one on the right.